So we've completed a couple of things on our checklist. Like we have completed setting up Google Analytics. We've added the SEO title and description. Now we are going to verify a site with Google Search Console. It's why is it needed? Uh, Google has something called as crawlers, which crawl to your site from time to time to understand what content are you posting in your site, what is the site about, what search results do I show users about, when they search for relevant keywords, right? So it is very, very important that they understand that this domain exists and they need to crawl this domain every day. That's why we need to make sure we add our site or we link our site to Google Search Console. So we're going to do that right now. Since we've already set up our Google Analytics, it's going to be very easy. Uh, just hit Google Search Console. Uh, in fact, hit Google Search Console. Um, so if you hit Google Search Console, this is what should show up. Then click on Start Now. Copy your domain from here. It's startupfundingsummit.com. In my case, copy your domain. So enter this thing here and see. And I'm going to put in URL prefix because if it's a new domain, then I have to do it from here. Since I have already installed Google Analytics, it will verify using other methods. So I'm just going to use other methods of verification here. Yeah, this is basically saying it's asking me to go to property and say, yeah. So I think the verification is successfully done. So the processing data is there, and it will take some more days to uh, come up with data here. So what all it will show here is it will show you what is a sitemap. So if you can update your sitemaps here, you can see what is the overview, what are the errors you are facing when Google is trying to crawl it, and how you can fix it. It will even show you how the links are arranged, and whatever crawler errors it is actually seeing, right? So this is a bit technical, so no need to go deep into it. So you'll get to it once you actually reach to this particular part of the, such thing. Ideally, you should have a nice sitemap, like a tree kind of a map, so that Google understand, okay, this URL is linked to this URL, this page is linked to this page. So it can understand your content and site schema in a much, much better way. So that's about setting up, search console, and we have completed the third step, right? And we are going to check if our site is mobile friendly. uh, Generally WordPress sites are mobile friendly. So how do you check that? Mobile friendly page check. So if you just basically, uh, Google has a mobile friendly test. Just put mobile friendly test there and copy your URL here and test the URL. It will automatically show if, it's very important for your site to be mobile friendly, because at least in my dream store's case, we are observing that more than 80% of the traffic comes from mobile, and that's the case with most users right now. Having mobile first and mobile friendly approach is the only way it works. So the page is mobile friendly. If you're using a WordPress blog or any good content management system, it should be mobile friendly by all, obviously, right? So that check is also done, and we also going to check the page speed test, right? So Google has something called as Google Page Speed Insights. So it has become very easy these days. Google has created tools for every single thing that you would want to do. These are all the basic requisites which we need to do before we have search engine optimization. All these things like being mobile friendly, having a faster load time, having relevant data improves user experience. And Google shows or wants to show those kind of products that uh, that have better user experience. So we are in the average category right now, having a 59. Ideally 80 plus is considered to be a very good score, or 90 plus is a thing. This is like a percentile score. This is not really a score. Like if 100 sites are there, we rank 59th percentile. And there are certain things that they're showing here, like speed index is 7.3 seconds, and I mean, this is when the first meaningful content has come to the consumer. Like here in the third second or 3.1 second is when first 5 frames were idle, and this is when the consumer is thinking. So there are a bunch of suggestions here. Um, we have figured out three plugins are there, which if we install are like hacks, and that could reduce your page load time. So let's go to WordPress and install those three plugins, right? The first plugin is Better Delete. It deletes the unnecessary or the unoptimized articles on your listing. Once your blog or once your website starts going huge, there are going to be a lot of redundancy in the data which is going to be saved. So no need to get into details. Just simply go to plugins and install these three plugins, and they improve the performance of your website for loading faster. Uh, so I think it's Better Delete. Actually, I put Better plugin. Just a minute, like. Yeah, optimize after deleting revisions. Yeah, we can install this. So it's basically activate this thing. Uh, so this is done. So once you're done, uh, just basically plug, play, install, and activate. WordPress is so simple to use. Put then WP Smush. What this does is it compresses the images and files and text files so that it loads faster. Uh, so it's Smush. Yeah. Forgive me, I have a little cold today. So, so I've got the Smush image optimization and compression also done. I'm also activating that. That's also set up. And we're going to also install Cache application. Let's see what cache applications we got. Um, yeah, we could install. I think it's there. These are not available. It seems. Let's install Lightspeed Cache. Either ways, it's basically what caching does is it doesn't hit the server all the time. It would um, it would basically cache the data of WordPress and show what's what, right? So we can go. We will not go into the settings part of this thing. That would get too technical and deviate from the whole part of it. Now that we install these plugins, let's see if Google PageSpeed Insights again and click on analyze, and if this has made any changes to the site as of now. It's increased by 1 point. I think the fact that we put in more and more content would actually improve certain things. If I see there are certain JavaScript files that are rendering from that are rendering from the server right now. So we'll handle this. We'll handle this technically, and what we have installed should actually show up. Ideally, it is. Let me just see if the caching is actually activated or not. If the caching is activated, we should see a score above 80. Um, the Smush is activated right now, but they are. I think they are basically looking at an active, upgraded version right now. We'll set it up later. It's not that big deal. It's not going to be a roadblock. Just remember to install these three plugins, and over period we can fix these things. Um, yeah, that's mostly about the technical checklist that we're trying to do. Ideally, if you can score above 80, get a developer help. How do you increase the speed of the website? It's just that it could get too technical, and I do not want people to lose interest in the course because of the technicality of the course, right? So we're done with the technical checklist. In the next video, we are going to do the keyword research part of it, and we are going to plan the keywords. That's going to be interesting. So catch you up in the next video.